Alrighty, let's just do a claps. That's enough.
Hey guys, welcome back to Gamified. I'm Harley.
I'm Zaf.
And yeah.
And yeah, okay. Well, today, what we're going to be talking about is kind of like the trend that's kind of been going on. It's not really like a super trend, but it's obviously picking up a bit of traction now, which is Twitch streamers kind of changing platforms officially.
I would probably more word it as the other streaming services sort of rising up against Twitch.
Oh.
Twitch is kind of the head honcho at the moment.
Yeah, it's been the head honcho for a while too.
Yeah, but it's only been the only viable streaming sort of...
I disagree, but, you know, we're going to come into this nice and strong. All right?
I'm just going to exit this conversation then.
No, because so you got streamers like Nick A30, right?
Yeah.
He's been on streaming on YouTube from day dot.
Mm-hmm.
And he does all of it because it just puts it straight. He puts all his content onto YouTube and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's obviously been making enough money and whatever from streaming through there, or maybe it's just like the content upload from there that it's a viable option for him. He's got like 4-point-something million subscribers now.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's kind of easier to track, I think, on YouTube, like your followers and your subscribers and all that kind of stuff.
And have everything in the same spot.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to figure out is like, what is like the value proposition that like Mixer and all that are giving to these creators that's making them want to go over, or is it something more of like an issue with Twitch?
I think there's been a culmination of issues with Twitch. I mean, a lot of stuff Ninja was having issues with.
Like what?
Twitch was sort of like fucking with his shit a lot of the time.
Oh yeah.
And he was having a lot of issues. And then when he did leave, they did a really big nasty to him.
Real dirty. Which was,
in fact, it was so different to how Shroud left that his account is still verified and everything with Twitch, whereas you go on to Ninja's, it's not.
It's not verified anymore.
Mm-mm.
Do you reckon they did that just because they were a bit like pissy about it?
I don't know. I think personally Tyler Blevins, who is Ninja, was actually like airing a lot of stuff that a lot of streamers were having issues with Twitch.
And they didn't like it. And you think...
And it's like, you know, that mentality of like you take him down and stop him from talking.
Yeah.
The noise goes away.
But the problem is...
But the problem stays the same.
No, not just that. When you do something like that and it becomes known, his notoriety goes up and his fame goes up.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's worked really hard to get to where he is.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He went from a streamer who used to swear and go off people to a more controlled, still excitable, but not swearing, very family-friendly content.
Yeah.
It was a very like intentional decision for him to make himself more marketable.
Yeah, and I love the way he does After Dark Ninja, so he can still have the ninja that rages and like says all this profanity, and it's like comedic gold.
Yeah. He's appealing to two different audiences.
But I also like the streamers that play while he is Ninja, which is the family-friendly Ninja.
Oh yeah.
They also rein it in. Too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a good community, and that's the thing. Like, I just don't understand what Twitch's like thoughts or mentality was in allowing that to happen, because it's not something that's like that just happens to happen. Like, it was adult content that was advertised as similar channels.
Viewership and the amount of viewers that he actually brought to Twitch.
Yeah.
Was huge. I mean, he's probably not getting the same on Mixer, but he's got a nice hefty little
I reckon there's a
pay.
good chance that like quite a few people transferred over. It's not going to be the same full chunk, obviously.
Yeah. I definitely have followed him on Mixer. I get live updates and stuff from him, and I'll tune in every now and again. I kind of am not as obsessed with watching streaming at the moment. I just don't have the time.
I tend to
nor the internet to actually fucking do any of it.
Dog shit.
Yeah. But I have a feeling, like Twitch is obviously not providing streamers or allowing streamers to give them feedback to better their streams.
Yeah.
Also, you've got to remember Twitch owns a lot of their content.
Yeah, well, I think it's only like 24 hours, but it's still.
But they still have also a percentage in that content. So anything that you actually have on Twitch that is saved on Twitch, that is past broadcast, everything is owned by Twitch. It's not your content anymore.
Yeah. I think YouTube's similar. They have like free use of your content once you upload it to them.
Yeah, but they have. I feel like YouTube has a little bit more in terms of safety and credibility, and YouTube are kind of renowned for, working with the creators a bit more.
I think it depends on the level of creator, because I remember, like H3, right? They had a big issue with the copyright thing, and they went to court with it. And it was kind of like a keystone case, because if they lost it, then a lot of creators lost their like creative freedom to like commentary and all that kind of stuff, and it worked out for the better. But I think there's still people who are getting like demonetized and flagged and all that unnecessarily by companies who are wanting to just get a bit of like money for the content that they're like commenting on without actually doing any of the work.
Yes.
And that's the current issue in YouTube. But with Twitch, it's kind of like the odd thing where
with Twitch, I think they're in a position where they're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Because they're now shaking in their boots.
Because they're too
big for their boots. Yeah. They're shaking in their boots, too big for their boots. But they're also like have run Twitch a certain way, and people aren't accepting of it anymore. They don't want to deal with the shit that they have to deal with.
I think the other issue is discoverability on Twitch.
Yeah.
Right. So like
it's so congested.
It's not just congested. Like new Twitch streamers aren't getting pushed through the algorithm, right? Whereas on YouTube, a new content creator, because they're getting a bit of viewership, or like the view duration of the videos are good, you'll start getting recommended. So that can be kind of bad for existing users, because it's harder for their content to continue to be distributed, but it's really good for new people. Yep. But on Twitch, that is not really happening. And then the other issue, which I don't know if you agree with me on this, but there's like a bit of a disparity between how different genders are treated on Twitch.
Oh my God.
Like if a male Twitch streamer does something wrong, there's a good chance that they'll just get live banned, right? But a female Twitch streamer can break the terms of service pretty blatantly, and they'll get an email from a Twitch employee saying, just delete it, we'll forget about it, it's fine. So I think
there's been a few times, but there's also been a few times where Twitch has stood their ground on their terms of agreement against both sexes as well.
Yeah.
But I do see what you're saying, and I do see some of like, what is it? Is it Belle
Delphine?
Delphine?
Yeah.
There's a lot of copycat Belle Delphines on Twitch.
Yeah.
That are showing a lot of skin and that type of thing. And if you're going to have terms of agreement for like people who are 13 and under who watch Twitch streams for people who when Ninja was on there.
Yeah.
And they easily can stumble across these channels. Like it's But it shouldn't be though. If you're...
What? All you have to do is lie about your age.
Whole,
right? Like you're on your account, when you sign up, all you have to do is lie about your age, and then you get the content.
But it should come down to it's not about the age group. It's about their terms of agreement.
No.
If it says no nudity or no showing of specific body parts and things like that.
No, like exclusive, like overtly sexual.
Yeah,
content,
or even like sexualizing themselves for donations and things like that too.
Which does happen a lot.
Oh, all the time. like, why isn't Twitch more cracking down on that? Like, why isn't Twitch going, all right, it's one rule that we have set. We are going to do it for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, you can't like, it's the same thing with the whole Blizzard thing. You can't say one thing and then do the other. Like,
thing,
I think this is why people are starting to get shitted off.
I also think, like, Mixer, because it's owned by Microsoft, they must have offered, like, Ninja and Shroud so much money.
Yeah.
And so much extra shit than just money.
Well, because they're on for a year.
1 year, but they were earning millions through Twitch, right? So they would have to at least equal, if not double that, because it would have been a drop in, like...
Well, why do you think it took so long for Shroud to go over?
Yeah, because there would have been like a back and forth of, well, I'm earning this much and I get this much through sponsorships. And, you know, because everything would have been affected. Like his sponsorships where because he's, you know, whatever athlete for whatever brand, because his viewership's going to drop because some people won't transfer over, then his value goes down as like a distributor.
Yeah.
But because his name is so
he takes
big.
a financial hit.
Yeah. But I don't know.
So it's smart. But it's smart businessing from both Ninja and Shroud.
But yeah,
you see, they used to get into trouble all the time for saying shit about Twitch on Twitch.
Yeah.
And now they can actually explain to they can explain themselves and explain to people, this is why we left. Like, we didn't feel good about anything and a good opportunity came and we left. And that's fine. And, you know, we're starting to see like YouTubers now joining the game of poaching.
What do you mean? Oh, as in YouTube's
JD Courage has gone to YouTube Originals now.
Oh, YouTube Originals?
Like YouTube and YouTube Originals. So like
YouTube Red or whatever it's
no. Like, so he's a streamer on YouTube now. Yeah. But I think YouTube Originals is like
for his podcast,
for like podcasting and things like that.
Okay.
So he's like done a whole deal with YouTube.
Smart. It's a smart move, right? And
everyone's like, Dr. Disrespect and Tim the Tapman are next. And Tim the Tapman's like, yeah, nah, I'm happy with what I've got and I just sit down and shut up. And so you know what?
Dr. Disrespect was like, I think it's stupid of Ninja to go over and people aren't going to follow. And then a few weeks later, Shroud moved over and I think he's also like, Shroud is making a mistake. But they would have to be, they're not dumb.
No.
Right? They're high level players in like what that means is at least to a degree understand strategy. But
if you think about it, it's giving these other streaming services a fucking chance.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. Yeah,
we need like you can't just have one to rule them all. Like, you know what I mean?
Like Lord of the Rings quote, just drop that in there.
Bing.
Bing.
But like it just doesn't work that way. Like you can't just have one activewear branch where everyone buys their activewear from there, or you can't just have one gaming hub where like EB Games and that's just the only place you get games. Like
it's never good for consumers.
It's never good for consumers because consumers want different things from those places.
I wonder if like, because you know how with Twitch they take like 50% of like your subscription pay. Like it's $5 a month for when you like subscribe.
$2.50.
That's they take half.
Yeah.
I can understand that to a degree because they're providing you with like the platform and the ability to do that and all the technology behind it.
You're basically paying them for the space. Yes. Yeah.
But is YouTube doing the same? Is it like
that would be a percentage that they would be taking.
I don't think
I would not say it's 50%.
No,
I think that's a total rort if you ask me.
Yeah, because I'm assuming
but
like
that's also taking advantage of your creators as well.
Yeah. But there's the other thing of like, because that type of content is very advertiser friendly. So
but also YouTube gets, I mean, they get a certain degree like for advertising on Twitch. They don't get as much as they do on YouTube.
YouTube will give you more, or YouTube might give you less.
No, YouTube pays more for their advertising for you. If you put ads on your videos, they pay you more than they do Twitch.
There's that recent change in YouTube where now you're not allowed to directly advertise targeted towards children, right? Which is why, like, as we're creators on YouTube, we have to say this channel is not meant for children. Yeah, the content on here is not. But when you talk about gaming content, like Ninja stuff or like JD Courage, that is somewhat, to a degree, targeted to teenagers and stuff.
Yeah.
Right, which they might still count as children to a degree. And I think maybe that will drop the earnings a little bit for people who transfer over.
Well,
because you can't monetize those because you're not allowed to advertise directly to children. There's no like not subscribe.
But if you think about it, they're not doing that on Twitch.
No, they're advertising on Twitch.
For children? To children?
I don't know if it's to children.
No, but they're advertising. Like you can still advertise to gamers in general.
But not children.
But they're not specifically going, hey kids, come over here. Like, you know what I mean?
True.
Like they are still advertising. They're still advertising within their realm. So they were still doing the same thing over in Twitch.
But I guess that also...
You see what I mean? Like,
because they're going cross-platform, there would have been an agreement.
And a lot of people come across people on Twitch from their YouTube videos.
Exactly. All the Twitch streamers that I watch is because of YouTube.
Yeah. Same.
And
all the Borderlands ones, I was like, yeah. And then you find these newer Borderlands streamers and like newer streamers in general, and you go, from like these bigger streamers rating them and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And you go, actually, I prefer this better. But like
the other thing is also it's going to be more streamlined for YouTube creators to stream, and then their stuff's already on YouTube. Like it's not like that extra effort of having to upload it saves them time. They probably have like an automatic recording straight to YouTube thing, and because like it's like
they've got editors and stuff too. So imagine how much money they're paying editors to go and take it from one thing, and put it on the other, and fuck around with all of that. So like I could totally get that.
Joe Rogan, right? When he does a podcast, it says streamed this many hours ago, but it's like it went straight from streaming to it's live on the platform as soon as they finish stream. So if they do the same thing there, then it's just like hours of additional content to watch, and then you can chop it up and make it highlights. Like I prefer watching highlights because when there's downtime on like a Twitch stream, unless they're talking about stuff I'm involved in, it's kind of just not really to my interest because I'm trying not to spend too much like time on media other than like work and like my scheduled playtime.
Which is hilarious, being that we're content creators and we want you to spend time on our videos.
But it's like I want to spend time on videos that I'm getting value from, right?
Exactly.
Which is like where I'm trying to provide more value for like our audience.
Like I hate advertising, but I also understand why advertising is there.
Yeah, you have to fund it somehow,
and you have to fund these people somehow. Yeah, you have to.
You just said the same thing I said, like back to back.
Yeah. But I'm in agreement. So it wasn't like no, that was my idea. Like I was agreeing with you. No. I'm saying that like. You have to.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you have to.
No. But no.
Let's not make a train of this. But yeah, you have to. There's something has to fund them. It's either advertisement or it's you join up as a subscriber. Like with YouTube, you have that join thing now where you actually do donate directly to that person. Yeah. And then there's the whole paid content with YouTube. Originals and all that, whatever it is. Yeah. And then you don't. And the red. Yeah, and then you don't get advertisements, but that's because you're paying for your content now. So, I agree kind of with that model. I just think it's interesting to see that they're like it's not just like mid-level streamers that have been pulled over to Mixer. It's the top 2 Twitch streamers have been. But
at the same time, it does give people that had some viewers that are now doubling in viewers. Like Nick Merckx is like their top.
Oh, is Nick Merckx top?
I think it's Nick Merckx is their top Twitch streamer now.
I like Nick Merckx.
I like him too, but like that's all well and good. But what about the other people that are still struggling?
Yeah. I think
there needs to be, if Twitch really wants to pick up their game, there needs to be more broadcasting of smaller streamers or newer streamers on their dashboard front page, like their front page streaming, where they're advertising smaller streamers. Don't put these big streamers on there. I already know what their fucking name is, and if I want to watch them,
like sometimes it's like you don't know them until they're on the thing, even if they're big. I think it should be a column of big streamers because they've earned their way up there by making valuable content, and they obviously worked really hard to get there. But then you should have the next one down is up and coming streamers who are providing content with good value and like you know, good quality. They're putting in the effort, and that needs to pay off. Like it's a very tricky kind of algorithm to pull off as well, because it's not as easy as YouTube to do. YouTube usually has like, it's not just I have
also,
a game.
if it's that tricky, why isn't Twitch earning the money that they earn, putting more money back into making their Twitch like streaming service a little bit more better?
I don't know. Maybe they are, but it's probably just not in the right ways.
See,
I reckon like a lot of it gets tied up in legal fees.
And you put Mixer, like I know Twitch has been around way longer than Mixer, and now YouTube streaming and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But now, if you put Twitch and Mixer together, just take YouTube out for a second, I would probably pick Mixer over Twitch because it's more inviting, it's colourful, it's vibrant, it makes you look like it just looks more interactive.
If you're on an Xbox, it's just so easy to stream to Mixer.
Yeah.
It's just literally broadcast to Mixer, and you can have a camera overlay. You can have your sound from in-game. It's not going to be as like, you know,
the only
refined.
the only reason why I went to, I've got a Twitch account and stuff is because PS4 is Twitch.
Yeah.
Stream to Twitch.
So I can understand that, but you know, I am almost to like, it's like, you know, do I really want to, like, if we started streaming for the podcast, would I want to stream on Twitch? I see more value.
I see more value on YouTube.
Yeah. I think we'll go to YouTube because all of our content's already there.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe what a lot of content creators of like gaming nature and stuff are going to be doing.
Well, see, now Twitch has also cracked down on people double streaming because you had streamers that were streaming on YouTube and split streaming on to Twitch. And Twitch was like, well, if you're going to use Twitch, you use Twitch only and nothing else.
For like that. Yeah, because it's in their clause that their content that is broadcast on there is owned by them for 24 hours. Right. So I can understand that that's already part of the agreement that you can't be like split streaming.
I don't think it was part of the agreement a couple of years ago because a lot of people were split streaming.
Back then? Or now?
Like I think Arleeson85 back when he was doing a lot of Borderlands content, he sort of dropped off, but he was doing a lot of Borderlands content and he was streaming to both YouTube and
I also don't entirely agree with split streaming only because you'll only be getting like a chat feed from one service. And if you're like reacting to the chat but the other service is not getting it, it doesn't make any sense to them.
Yeah.
So it's like less value for those people, you know, like consuming your content. But I don't know.
So what do you think about the moves that like let's just focus on Ninja and Shroud, for example. Are you in agreement with like Dr. Disrespect in the sense that it's payday and all of that sort of stuff, but do you think they're making a mistake? Or do you think they're actually starting a movement that needs to be started?
I agree more so with Ninja and Shroud because it's like the like you said, distribution of people who actually are like a streaming service is better for like consumers and for providers because it breeds competition. So the value that everyone has to bring has to kind of go up for us to like choose your platform to stream on there.
Yeah.
But then also it's giving smaller streamers a chance to like, okay, Mix is going to become more popular now because Shroud and Ninja are on there. I can start streaming on there and have a better chance of, you know, getting my name seen and my content heard and whatever. And
even watching Mixer feels better for me at the moment.
I've not watched too much, but it's pretty easy to just pop up on my Xbox.
Yeah, like, but I've got it on my phone. I've got the Twitch and the Mixer app, and at the moment I'm going more to Mixer, and I'm not watching Shroud or Ninja.
It's just other people.
It's just other people.
Yeah, and
then I am Twitch, but I do have some cool people on Twitch that I love supporting as well.
I think I'm also concerned with Twitch's response to Ninja leaving and then like the disparity between Ninja and Shroud.
Yes,
like they had a goodbye video for Shroud, right? Where it's like the best moments over the years, and it's like He's your biggest earner. He's one of the reasons why your platform became as famous as it. Ninja was the main reason, right? And Shroud was the second highest reason. And it's like they both were.
I mean, I want to paint a picture. They allowed porn to be
like
streamed on the main page.
It's like the suggested content, but it was a live feed of that suggested content, which was porn.
Yeah. And it was also on their homepage.
Yeah.
And it was up for hours.
Yeah. It wasn't just like 10 minutes.
It wasn't 10 minutes. And it was like
you know what's
for
crazy?
hours.
Someone will
Ninja
show a nipple, like a guy will accidentally show a nipple, or like they'll say a word.
Instant ban.
Within 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe even less. But for somehow you can have porn content advertised on a person who, like, on his channel who streams to children and not get flagged, I call bullshit.
Yeah. That
major bullshit.
You know, and you could tell how heartbroken he was. And the fact that they took his verification away.
And that was their fault.
And all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. And the way that they treated him, and then you turn a couple of months later and it's like...
It's like a salty ex-girlfriend.
Goodbye, Shroud. We love you. We'll see you in a year if you want to come back. It's like... I have a feeling if Ninja goes back to Twitch...
Unlikely. But.
I think it's unlikely as well. Yeah. But if Ninja goes back to Twitch, Ninja is going to be fucking owning Twitch.
Oh, you reckon he'll become like a part owner of it?
I think he'll buy shares and he'll change shit.
You know what?
And I wouldn't actually...
There's a chance that...
I actually wouldn't be upset with that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ninja and Shroud got shares in Mixer.
Probably.
Right? Because that makes sense for that kind of... Like, you get a payout plus you get some shares. As the value of Mixer goes up, your value goes up in direct, like, accordance to that. Like, it's directly proportional. So, now you've said that actually seems like a possibility. But then you couldn't, if you already had shares in Mixer, I doubt you'd be able to get shares in Twitch. But
having said that, though, I mean, Ninja's probably earning enough to probably start his own streaming service if he wants to.
Making millions a year.
Yeah, he could probably make his own streaming service.
You wouldn't want to. It becomes a sinkhole of money. Like, you know, to establish something, like to come up against something like YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch. Imagine what you would need.
The weight. This is the thing. He's got such a weight of a name at the moment. Like, people would probably not be mad if he did that. And see, that's the thing is, if he's bringing that much people to Twitch, and yes, his numbers have dropped a little bit on Mixer, like, that's not bad. Yeah. And, you know, if he brings his friends over and things like that, it's like...
Yeah.
People will go, oh, you know what? Everyone's back in the one spot. Like, I'll fucking go watch them on that one then.
Well, you got the two biggest Battle Royale, like, streamers. So... Your Fortnite players are now have a reason to go over to play with, like, well, they can still, like, all co-stream together, like, you know, they'll be playing with each other. And all
they still stream together, like, he'll still streams with Tim the Tapman and things like that. I wonder if not allowed to talk about the Twitch move.
He's not allowed to talk about it? What, when they're on stream with him?
Yeah, because if they talk about anything to do with Twitch while he's streaming with Tim the Tapman, then that becomes an issue.
Oh, really? Man, that's petty. That's very petty.
It's like Twitch is kind of holding his friends like
to ransom.
hostage, ransom. Yeah,
that's so dirty
as well. And you see, you know, you've got Tim the Tapman who came out and was like, I wouldn't do the move. I've got other things to think about, like. Yeah. I have a child now. I have things that I need. I need to have an income. I can't just be
dipped
I'll go over to Mixer and like drop however many percentage of followers and it's like income that's coming in, right?
Yeah, true.
So, you know,
that's rough.
And I think it's the same for Dr. Disrespect. He's got a family outside of being Dr. Disrespect.
That's an interesting point. Both
and he's got a house and, you know, you've got fucking priorities that you got to think about too. Whereas you've got Shroud who's in the prime of his career. He's not married. He doesn't have children. Like, he's got nothing but time. Same with, I mean, Ninja's married, but they're not.
No children.
They've got no children. They're enjoying their life as
house,
is. They've got a house.
Yeah.
Red Bull friggin' did his games room for free.
Was it for free?
Yeah, it was like a $50,000 to $100,000 games room,
that's crazy,
and because he's sponsored by Red Bull gave it to him.
3 cameras in there. It's got a full LED wall.
Oh, it's insane. But like, you know,
it's funny. Like he had like, I remember watching like the unveiling of his room.
In putting that into perspective, that's also an issue too, because Twitch knows this about people, that they're going to use that to their advantage, that people have priorities and they will think really hard about moving.
Yeah.
And in a way that's kind of holding people back and sort of, again, hostage a little bit. It's like, well, I've like made it on this and this is my only get. Like,
that's the thing. As a creator, it's something that we will need to actually eventually do is kind of diversify our income, right? We're not making any money from this at the moment, obviously, because we're brand new.
But we also love doing this too.
Yeah. But like you, as any type of creator or any type of like business person, should not have all of your eggs in one basket. You shouldn't be just making money from YouTube or just getting money from Twitch. You should be, have merch. You should have your own website. You should have an email list. There's so many, different aspects to it. So that
PR list for anything that you come out with, like obviously Ninja. Ninja works with Jeffree Star.
What?
Yeah.
He what?
So Jeffree Star owns a merch company called Killer Merch, and Jeffree Star does Ninja's merch.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Jeffree Star's also making money off Ninja. So Jeffree Star has a very broad PR list. So not only is Ninja in the gaming community, but all of his launches, everything goes out to this broad variety of people for PR. So you've got, new Killer Merch stuff will go out, new like gaming bags and things like that they do. And I think recently they did a whole like Adidas times Ninja outfit and stuff. And Killer Merch helped him with the PR listing for all of that. So he sent that all out to people. And
wow, I didn't know that. That's insane. That's so smart.
It's smart.
Yeah.
But also, Jeffree Star is a fucking genius as well. And he's like a huge...
Did you hear, like, this is a while ago, that, like, he had his warehouse, like, broken into?
Oh, yeah. There's a whole series about it.
And the only reason I know this is because Stitch watches so much Jeffree Star.
Yeah, I love Jeffree Star. Yeah. But he that was back in bloody April.
Yeah. But... You know what?
But they stole like unreleased stuff, everything. Yeah. And there's a series with Shane FBI, Dawson. Yeah. And it's still under investigation. Yeah. They're still trying to find people and the stuff. But there's a whole series at the moment with Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star because they're obviously doing a whole thing. Like they did a whole big palette release and like makeup and stuff. Yeah. They actually show you how fucking calculated these people are. Like they're professionals. They've obviously been like seeking out or like staking out this place.
Yeah.
Because they drilled a hole in the roof.
What?
Where the aircon vents were, came down through the vents and knew how to take all of the security equipment. So because Jeffree Star didn't have backups, like he goes, I had a backup server, but I didn't have a backup to the backup elsewhere.
Yeah.
So all of their security footage was gone from that
night.
They took everything.
What?
Everything. They ripped out all of the security alarms, everything.
But it's like you also wouldn't think that something like the fashion or makeup industry would be hit by professional like thieves.
Makeup on the black market makes so much money.
I didn't know that.
But also, like, and Ninja's name, I think, comes up in this series too, where he's like, I'm Killer Merch. Killer Merch has some of the biggest names. Like, it had before that whole scandal with James Charles. I have James Charles. I have one of the biggest gamers at the moment, Ninja, who, we're shipping fucking a million times of stuff for his, merch. So I have like huge people that are absolutely killing in the game that I'm distributing for, and that could have all been stolen as well.
Wow, that's insane.
So like he's got a lot of people's lives in his hands in terms of business, in the business world.
Yeah.
Like,
he's done well for himself then, damn.
So, and that's another smart move from Ninja, like, recognized an opportunity, went and seen
Someone's
how
awesome. He works in the fashion industry. He knows how to distribute, particularly for that industry. Obviously
never had any complaints, anything like that.
And he's very independent in terms of his decision making as well. It's not like dependent on other people within the industry. So, yeah.
But also, Ninja has a kind of a like a freakish wife, and in the best way possible is that her business, because she's she manages everything
for Ninja. But that's
Ninja can do everything.
Yeah.
But his wife fucking runs the show.
That's smart though.
So, and it's smart, but I think without her, a lot of this big stuff that she's getting him booked on these huge shows, Ellen DeGeneres, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that would be that,
and really pushing his image forward. And I think the only way that I could be totally wrong about this with the whole Jeffree Star thing was, I think Jess liked Jeffree Star as a content creator as well, and reached out to him, went into business. Like, how fucking smart is that?
Yeah, but here's the other thing. Like, in those types of partnerships, like, she was already working as media for like gaming conventions and all that kind of stuff. So she understood media.
Yeah.
And then because like Ninja's time is taken up by creating the content, he doesn't have time to build those relationships as much as she would. So she's very much paramount in terms of his growth. But they work for each other, because his name is like what she can use as leverage to get those connections, but her time is what he uses, to make those new relationships, because he doesn't have the time.
I know. But see, it's like those smart things, like, and you got to think about it in this way. A lot of shit was happening to Ninja from Twitch. Twitch and Ninja had a very dirty relationship, really probably in the last year.
Yeah. It was fine before then.
It was fine. Of course it was fine. He was fucking making the millions.
Yeah.
And no one...
upon millions.
Yeah. And fucking Mixer and YouTube were over here going, yeah, hey.
By the way, guys, we're here.
We're here.
Hi, don't forget about us.
Yeah, it's like the little, the Puss in Boots thing up. Don't forget about us. Like, but, and then you've got, a mastermind like Jess behind him who goes, you could do the whole mixer thing.
Do you reckon that was like
culminated that deal?
They definitely obviously would have discussed that, because they're like business partners, but also like life partners type of thing. But how much do you reckon was her pushing that to say this is a better deal?
100% should be part of that.
Yeah, like you'd have.
But this is the thing. Like that's what that is
what makes them a successful couple.
Yeah, and not just a successful couple, but it also is smart business when you've got someone who fucking knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I would
just like Jeffree Star. Like I know they're totally different parallels, but Jeffree Star is a fucking smart businessman.
Yeah, I'm really interested to know what Mixer offered Shroud and Ninja. I feel like I'll never know, but I don't
think anyone will ever know.
No.
But you know what? Do you actually really need to know?
To a degree, yes. No, I don't need to know. I want to know.
Yeah.
Because I want to know like what value proposition was big enough for them to move over. It's not going to just be money. It's going to be money, possibly plus shares, plus like, some other brand deals or something like that. Like,
well, when you've got like a powerhouse like Microsoft behind you as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably computer deals in the background for
like technology.
Yeah.
Even just like
you've got freaking like Ninja's the face of Samsung at the moment as well.
What?
You didn't know this?
No.
Him, Millie Bobby Brown, and Steve Aoki.
The chick from Stranger Things.
Yeah, are all ambassadors for Samsung.
Those are 3 very different niches. That's interesting.
Yeah, I will show you the ad after this. But yeah, he is like one of the faces of Samsung.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like, this is what I mean. Like, and I think why he's so successful is because he has a very strong-willed woman that's helping him as well.
Yeah. That's a big part of it.
Which is a big partnership, to be honest. But, like, this is what I mean. Like, Twitch is like, yeah, fuck you, go. See how you do without us. Like, that salty girlfriend, like, you won't get anything better than me. Like,
it's like, you never find another one like me. It's like, I don't want to find the same thing as you. I'm looking for something better. Like,
and yet he's like he's got face of Samsung.
Yeah.
Just done a major promotional thing with Adidas. He's doing stuff with David Beckham at the moment. Like,
my God.
The guy did a whole filming thing with Kevin Hart before he had his accident. Like, he's been on Family Feud. Like, the guy
he's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Yeah. Man.
Like, if that's not a fuck you to Twitch, I don't know what is.
It's like, I wonder if that's because, like, how much would have Twitch held him back from doing that stuff? Like, maybe it's in their terms of service, something that maybe I'd have to read into, but like because it's happened all after. Or here's the other thing.
What kind of corporation or company puts that in a clause where it's like, you will only earn money from us and we will hold you down, and get every penny out of you? But
here's the thing.
There's but it's starting to show. It's starting to show that that's not good or common business practice at all.
Here's the thing. There's quite a few companies, and this is kind of similar thing when it comes to like lawyers and stuff like that, where you have like a non-compete clause, where it's like, you work for us, and anywhere between 6 months to 5 years,
part of the machine.
Yeah, not just that, but it's like if you're creating content for us, or you're using our technologies, anywhere from 6 months to 5 years after you leave our company, you cannot like start a company that is a competing thing. I was like, that's insane. I would never sign a non-compete clause.
But also, people aren't educating themselves. People don't read contracts anymore. No. They don't look at the fine print. And if this is anything to go by, like, you've got someone like Jess who helps Ninja, but they fucking read those
for sure. They'd have lawyers comb through that.
Like, yeah.
It wouldn't be just them reading. It would be their lawyers.
But it's the same with Shroud. Like, Shroud has all of his... He's still getting the same sort of stuff. I mean, he's not as, like,
but
everywhere.
He might not have as much interest in being everywhere. That's the other thing. And also...
He probably just wants a safe haven to, like, stream what he wants and do what he wants and have creative...
Wants a new computer out or something.
No, but, like, have creative, like, freedom.
Yeah.
And I think Mixer's, like, sweetening the pot with that. What's interesting?
Shroud moved over to Mixer, and this week, him and Linus did a collab together. Linus Tech Tips.
Wow, I'm going to have to watch that.
Yeah, it's like about gaming performance and like does frame rate and your monitor refresh rate make a difference in terms of your playability. Really interesting episode.
Okay, I'm going to have to look that up.
That's like, I wonder if that is a consequence of moving over where you're allowed to do content with other people and collab a bit more than like, you would normally do.
I'm more interested in the fact that, when they get these paid partnerships.
Like with like Mixer or something? Or
no, paid partnerships as in like with like
Logitech or something like that.
Logitech and that sort of stuff. How much of a percentage is Twitch getting from that?
There wouldn't be
allowing them to do that.
Twitch wouldn't be getting anything from that. That's because that's more so that is more so the personal brand building of that person. So it's like the only reason
it would make sense though if Twitch was getting something of it, because that would bring into the
Twitch
situation
is already getting paid for your viewership.
Yeah, but it would make sense if they were getting money off it, because then it would bring that question of, obviously, so we're only allowed to work with these certain companies, and that's why you can't have the other people.
I think it's detrimental. They'll be detrimental for Twitch then, like, in terms of like their growth. But in that same kind of a sphere of thought, in Australia, and now it's being rolled out to America, that Instagram doesn't allow people to see your likes.
Yeah,
right?
and I love that. I actually really like that.
Do you know what kind of the reason is behind it? It's not just for mental health. It's actually because Instagram has provided a platform for all these people, and they're building a personal brand and advertising for these people on there. But Instagram wasn't getting any of a kickback from anyone.
But yeah.
So now it's like kind of putting the power back into Instagram's hands a bit more of, we're providing you with this platform, and it's going to be harder for you to like advertise your personal brand on here. We want probably a bit more of a kickback in some way. Which
is smart.
It makes sense because you got to pay for the upkeep.
And that's the problem with today's society is we want everything for free.
Exactly.
You don't fucking get everything for free.
Everything costs money.
Everyone has to go to work. They have to earn their money. They have to pay their rent. They have to earn their electricity, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same way. Like, big corporations need to get paid too. I totally get that.
They all have fees. They all have upkeep and overhead.
It would be interesting to see if that was the whole reason why only certain sponsorships that you see all the time on these streamers that are all getting sort of sponsored by the same people.
Yeah, like G Fuel and whatever, yeah.
That Twitch is like, look, you guys will be our companies and we'll get a portion of whatever it is.
Maybe. It's interesting to see if that would be...
Because that would make sense as to why people are moving.
Yeah.
Because now you've got things like the Linus Tech Tips collabs and collabs that, these creators probably wanted to do from the beginning but never had a chance to.
Yeah, it's just, I'm also...
Which I get, it would be it is a smart move from Twitch if that is the case, but it also is kind of doing the opposite effect now.
Yeah, I think it's damaging them.
It's damaging.
Here's the thing. There's also a chance that because Shroud went over to Mixer, Ninja's gone to him and says, hey man, you need to diversify your reach. Maybe do some collaborations or something like that, because he's doing it with like Samsung and whatnot. He's like, it's helped me. Here's some advice to help you in growing your...
That could be the case too.
Income base and stuff.
That could be the case too. I like my Twitch theory though.
Your Twitch theory?
Yeah.
It's a cool name, Twitch theory.
Welcome to the Twitch theory. I'm Holly.
And I'm not Zaf because I'm not taking part of this.
But yeah, I mean, I want to see what YouTube does next.
Yeah.
I want to see
how are they going to compete.
I want to see if now that Mixer has done 2 top tier, are they going to go for some like lower mid tier or like people that are still getting...
I doubt Mixer would go for like... They'll probably try to keep it the top tier.
Not mid-tier, but like not... like they're not high, but they're still getting enough viewership.
Like...
But they're not as well
if they pulled over Tim the Tatman or like... what do you call it?
Twitch is going to get fucked royally in the butt.
Tim the Tatman go and what's his name?
Doctor.
If they go... And the biggest streamer now, like you said,
Nick Merckx.
If those 3 go,
if they start poaching all of the ones that come up as the higher,
then it's just like it's only a matter of time till that company starts flopping, and it's because they've had also so many issues with their content creators, and I think it's.
But also because they're coming out.
Yeah.
But also, Twitch has had this false sense of security where they think they're top honcho,
top dog,
and whatever they say goes, and people. It's like a dictatorship. People aren't going to fucking stay around.
There's going to be a revolution eventually.
Yeah. And it will be the Twitch revolution or the Twitch rev. Streamolution, yeah.
But yeah, I think if like, YouTube or Mixer gives Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx and Dr. Disrespect enough of a value proposition to come over, Twitch could possibly just be done. They could get wiped.
Yeah.
Because
unless they start pumping money into these lower grade streamers and building them up.
You got a company like YouTube and Mixer who are financially 10 times bigger, right? You're not gonna like compete. It's just gonna be so difficult. To compete. It's like, imagine trying to bring in like a competitor to Netflix right now.
We've got Stan, and that's pretty competitive.
It's competitive in Australia, but everywhere else, so, like you don't stand and chill is not a thing, right?
Yeah, Netflix I stand and chill all the time.
No, but what I mean is like, something has like impacted society when a colloquialism has come from that.
Yeah,
like Netflix and chill is a big thing. It's known fairly widely in our demographic.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get like a direct competitor to Netflix or like YouTube or Mixer because they're just too big now.
Yeah.
But also I don't agree with monopolization. So I'm kind of torn in that.
Yeah. But I think the next 6 months to a year is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. It will tell the kind of direction of the company.
But it'll also be a make or break for Twitch. So they've already taken 2 of their top. What is Twitch doing
as a response?
Yeah. But also, what are they going to do in terms of if they're realizing, oh fuck, maybe we do have an issue? What are they going to do?
It's either they swallow their hubris and they make adjustments, or they die. Yeah, like their company is going to flop, and that's it. But and
then we'll be here in 5 years' time going, remember that time that Twitch was a thing?
Yeah. Remember that company that flopped?
Yeah.
Or you just wouldn't be talked about anymore. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just very interested, but I also just want to know what they were offered to come over to Mixer.
Yeah.
It just interests me so much because it would have to be so worthwhile. Anyways, I'm repeating what I've already said.
Yeah. You are.
Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No.
No.
But who do you think, if Mixer or YouTube are going to steal another, who do you think's next?
Who's going to be next?
I think even though Dr. Disrespect is like, no, I'm not going to do it, I think he's been in talks. He has said he's been in talks with people before.
Yeah. So it's either him or it's going to be
I reckon it's either
Nick
him
Merckx.
or they're going to leave Nick Merckx as top honcho for a while.
No, Nick Merckx has...
And then see how much he doubles in growth and then steal him.
No, I think because, you know how you said, like, they both have families, like Dr. Disrespect and Tim the Tatman. Nick Merckx doesn't have any kids. He's got a girlfriend, but he's not married. So he has less risk in that aspect.
True.
In
True.
That. But... yeah, so he's for that reason less risk for him.
But it'd be interesting to see how long between Shroud and then next
and the next person, yeah.
For Mixer in particular.
How long was it between Ninja and Shroud? Like 6 months?
No,
it's only a couple months, right?
Yeah, it's only been like
3 months maybe.
Ninja went across to Mixer about when we started.
Wow, it's only been
the
podcast. Oh
podcast. And Shroud has probably been on Mixer for a good nearly almost a month.
Wow.
So like I think I read somewhere
already.
it was like just over a month.
Wait, who hasn't talked about it? Has Nick Merckx talked about it?
I think all of them. Like you can go on YouTube and find they'll show you the responses of these big YouTubers.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Shroud and Ninja can talk about it if they like now on their servers, but they were never ever allowed to talk about what Twitch did to them on Twitch.
I wanted to know what Twitch did to them. Like I want them to talk about it.
Well, I think the writing's on the wall there though, Saf. If you think about it, because like
with Ninja for sure.
Ninja,
I mean, like, for Shroud, what's the thing that pulled him over to the other side?
Again, I think it's everything that happened with Ninja, and he's obviously was starting to get similar things that were happening to him. Not the porn thing, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Like, just little things where you're just like, that's not
really funny.
That's like, not business.
Do you reckon that Shroud, like Twitch's response to Shroud leaving was because Ninja left, and then the huge negative response,
friggin' huge negative response, yeah.
And do you think it's like hey, we're all nice now, like don't leave us, like because Shroud's left, the two biggest people have left. It's like, oh my god, panic mode.
But if you think about it though, Shroud never really like disturbed the waters.
No,
he said a few things, but he never
disturbed really went in on them
the waters like Ninja did.
But that's probably also why Ninja's bigger.
Yeah.
Because he's more controversial. Anyways.
But not only that, I think Ninja also tells it how it is. He tells you how he feels.
Yeah.
If he's not fucking happy, he's not happy.
Yeah.
And he will also ban you if you are a stream sniper.
Oh my God, he's emoting on me. Ban him.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, yep, he's a stream sniper. He just dabbed on my body.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh.
I think we pretty much covered everything. I think that should be enough.
I think that's enough.
For this topic.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode. I'm Zaf.
I'm Harley.
And this is Gamified. And we'll see you on the next one.
All right.
Peace.
See ya. Peace.
Hey guys, Harley here. Did you enjoy that video? Give us a like. If you loved it, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Our socials are linked in the description below, and we're also on Spotify and iTunes, so go and check us out over there. We'd like to know from you if you would like to hear about anything interesting or have any ideas for future podcasts. Drop us a comment and we'll get back to you on those. I'm Harley and this is Gamified. Game on.